What is rhythmic subdivision? So if we have a song, right, normally you have a chord progression, and your chord progression might be C, G, A minor, F. And typically in a song, you'll play every chord for 4 beats. So if we have a metronome here, it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, 2, 3, 4, and then F, 2, 3, 4. When you rhythmically subdivide, you can actually take each of those beats and subdivide them in half. So you take those 4, you create 8 halves, right? Because you're cutting them each in half. So what that sounds like is like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you cut that in half again, you get 16th note subdivision, because now you're cutting those halves in halves, and you get 4 parts per beat. So this is what 16th notes would sound like. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So this is important because different songs that you'll encounter and you'll hear on the radio, they'll either be rhythmically subdivided in 8th notes or 16th notes. So in the song, you'll have the bass player, the drummer, you'll have strings, you'll have the guitarist, the piano, and each song at its most fundamental level is either 8th notes or 16th notes. And what you can really hear that is in the bass player. So if the bass player is playing a lot of 8th notes, then you know the song's going to be rhythmically subdivided in 8th notes. If you hear the bass player playing a lot of 16th notes, then you know the song is 16th note subdivided. And that's important because that dictates what you're going to play on the piano. So if your song is 8th note subdivided, you're going to be playing 8th note rhythms on the piano. If your song is 16th note subdivided, you're going to be playing 16th note rhythms on the piano. To play these patterns, you don't have to play every single 8th note or every single 16th note. So you don't have to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for it to be 8th note subdivided. You can also play variations of it where you don't have to play every single 8th note. So here's an example of that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The listener is only going to feel that 8th note subdivision when you have the left and right hand notes falling on the ands. So here in this example, we have the left and right hand falling on beat 1, 2, 3, and 4, but on the right hand, you have it falling on the and of 2 and the and of 3, and in the left hand, you have it playing on the and of 4. If you only play on beat 1, 2, 3, and 4 and not the ands, then the listener is not going to feel the ands, so it's not going to feel 8th note subdivided. Same thing for 16th note subdivision. They're only going to feel it if you're playing notes on the E's and the U's. This becomes really important when you're just singing and playing the piano alone because the listener doesn't have the drums and the bass and the strings to communicate that subdivision, so they're only going to feel it from the piano. Here's an example of a song that's 16th note subdivided. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1. That's what rhythmic subdivision is. So you're going to have things in 8th note or 16th note subdivided, and because of that, depending on the song, you're going to play the 8th note or 16th note rhythm. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.